Now it's important to realize that those intervals hold true anywhere that you can place them on the guitar or any musical instrument. The distance from the open string to the 4th fret, for example, that distance of 1, 2, 3, 4 half steps or 2 whole steps is a major third. It's a major third here. It's also a major third if I start here on the 7th fret of the A string and go 1, 2, 3, 4 frets up, or 2 frets. That's also a major third. This is a major third. This is a major third. This is a major third. Likewise, this interval of from the open string up to the 7th fret is a 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 5th, 7 frets apart, anywhere I choose to do it on the guitar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then if I go from here to here, or from here, or here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is also an interval of a 5th. Now the tricky thing about the guitar is that if I put it all on one string linearly, like it is laid out on a piano, it's easy to see because you can literally see the distance between any 2 frets on one string. However, the guitar can play the same note in more than one place, so intervals need to be able to be seen across strings as well. Here's an example. We're going to start on the 5th fret, this A. We're going to play an interval of a 5th on the bottom E string. So, in order to play 5th, we know we have to go up 7 frets from the 5th fret. So we start on A, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That brings us up to the E at the 12th fret. 12 minus 7 brings us back to 5. So we know that this is a distance of a 5th. The interval between this note and this note is a 5th. However, we can also play this note 5 frets back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 string over. So instead of going A, B, C, D, E, we can also go A, B, C, D, E. So that's also a 5th. 2 frets apart and 1 string over. You can also do this. A, B, C, D, E. You can play it on the D string. So you could play it 1, 2, 3 frets back and 2 strings over is a 5th. So a 5th can be played here. Easy to see. A little bit harder to see. And then even harder to see. You really have to practice to get used to being able to visualize intervals anywhere on the fretboard so that you can get used to scale patterns and chord patterns as well and be able to see, visualize intervals no matter where they are laid out on the guitar. So there you have a brief introduction to the concept of the interval and how to measure it on the guitar. Remember, the basic idea is that the physics of the guitar are such that the string rings from one point to another, and then when you put your finger behind the fret, you shorten the distance the strings can ring, and basic physics says that that's a higher pitch. The frets are graduated, they're specifically placed where they are so that we can play half-step increments by moving from fret to fret. We laid out the entire system of chromatic intervals from the 0th fret all the way up to the 12th fret. We know that that 12 fret interval is a very important one for that reason. And we learned what half steps and whole steps are. There's a lot more to be learned here, and I don't want you to get overwhelmed because this forms the basis of a lot of stuff that we'll cover later on. We'll get into a great deal of it in much greater depth later on. Right now, it's just important to understand that you measure the distance between notes in a term called intervals, and that you can do it by half steps, whole steps, and then you can build half steps and whole steps into other larger intervals.